tomorrow, Tulane University will partially reopen after this weekend's anti-Israeli protests.
That's right. In Gibson, Tilton Memorial and Dinwiddie Halls will reopen. Cowan Circle will remain closed to traffic and parking at that time, and at least 20 people were arrested this morning after the two-night demonstration. Tulane police, with help from the NOPD and Louisiana State Police, moved in on the protesters' encampment at the campus. 14 were charged with remaining in a place after they no longer allowed to stay there. So yesterday, police placed a large sign warning protesters they could face consequences, but some say they were not warned they would be removed.
At approximately 3 a.m., when students were sleeping and supporters who had gathered to ensure their safety were resting, a militarized coalition consisting of TUPD, NOPD, and Louisiana State Police violently disassembled the peaceful encampment. With no dispersal warning, over 100 officers put the safety of students and community members at great risk.
NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick says they will investigate any complaints on officer misconduct and review body camera video.